It's been. I'm a Liverpool fan. For those of you who don't know, it's been a tough week.
Living in the L streets.
you know when they welcome you to the L and they welcome you again,
and then they leave you
back
there.
to back, and they leave you there for 3 games. You lost, and the funny thing is you are now at the receiving end of your own medicine of what you used to do. Late goals against Crystal Palace, who by the way got their unbeaten streak ended by our Merseyside neighbours, Everton. Thank you to the blue side of Merseyside for doing.
Never thought that day would come where Liverpool fan will be thanking
for doing that for us. And and again into the Champions League, Galatasaray, a good game. They had chances, but a penalty from Osimhen at the early stages, and that was the difference come the end of 90 minutes. And this past weekend, another loss, and against Chelsea, another late goal. Esteval out of nowhere with that goal.
But that cross was good.
The cross was
put it on the floor. Just touch it.
Well, fantastic. But the question I want to put to you is: should Liverpool fans be worried? I mean, it's just 3 losses in all competitions. The first time under Arne Slot where they will lose games back to back. And this time in all competitions 3 times. So should the fans be worried? This is a team that just won the league last season under the same manager, and now he has his own players. Now he's made his own signings, and a lot of things are happening now. So what's your take on the Liverpool slump? So is this just a blip, or is something they will get over with in the next couple of games?
Remember when I said that Liverpool does not need Isak, that Isak would make the team lose his rhythm. Remember when I said that? And people, sometimes I kind of feel bad how people react.
In your tweet, like there was a question mark: will he end up being another Fernando Torres? I remember
Chelsea Fernando Torres, yeah. And the reason why I said that was that then they've not signed Ekitike, but I thought when Ekitike came in, it would have been very nice to say, let's leave this team like this. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. First off, the team without all the signing, without the Florivids, the all players that they brought in this window, won the league title. Went to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, did appreciably well. Was in the finals of one of the cup competition, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was the Carabao Cup.
The Carabao Cup.
Yeah, Newcastle.
It was
around of 16, they got knocked out by PSG in the Champions League last season.
I don't really think that was such a bad team. Reinforcing the team was great. I mean, put more bodies, get the team rebossed. But the areas where they reinforced was always my concern for Liverpool. I thought that Liverpool needed more defensive reinforcement, and they didn't do that. Okay? They didn't do that properly. They filled an area where they are stronger. Yes, they let Darwin Núñez go. Diogo Jota died.
Luis
Diaz left for Bayern. They needed replacement. But I just felt that putting 2 top strikers together, like in Ekitike and Isak, and 2 players who want to play. And then Ekitike came in early, which was good for him because of Isak's transfer in Burgo with Newcastle. I thought that they should just go ahead with him. Because Mo Salah is a player that guarantees you 20-25 goals, right? Yes, I know he's at the end of his career now. He might not score that much. But again, if Ekitike takes the mantle of scoring 30 goals and Mo Salah scores 15 or 20, it's still just about the same numbers that would have been scored. That would have been nice. But then that didn't happen. Am I putting all the blame on Isak? No, I'm just saying that there is a disruption in the rhythm of the team. Again, let's go back to what I also said a couple of weeks ago, that my problem with this and it's not Liverpool of this season is the fact that they are living on luck. You can't, a team strategy cannot just be Fergie time-ish. Like, last minute, just score 1 winning goal. A time is going to come when that's not going to happen, or when it's going to turn against you, and then how do you wiggle your way out? If you can't score the goal in the first half, in the early part of the second half, towards the end, but you wait to the 90 something, once you get past 90 plus, when your goals start coming in the 90 plus time, that's not tactics, that's not strategy, that's not because this is how we plan the game. That's you living on luck. Problem with luck is an invisible visitor. You don't know when it comes, you don't know when it leaves, and when it leaves you hopeless and brings crisis, because you start thinking, what can I do? Because when you were winning with 90 plus minutes, you were happy, it was satisfactory to you, and you did not go back and say, what are we doing wrong that's making us not to score? Why do we wait till desperate times to throw the kitchen sink, do the Hail Mary to get the win? Why can't we do that within the game? Like I say about Arsenal today, that yes, they're winning, we're good with the defense, scoring 2 goals, scoring 1 goal to win matches or late goal. can you please score one goal and add another and add another? It's not as easy as I'm saying it, but that should be the focus. To now wait till the very end, the 11th hour to get a win all the time. I don't think there's any football strategy that can work like that. And if you look at Liverpool, they will score goals because they have what it takes. In 49 games and it's not they scored in every game apart from the game against Nottingham Forest. So you could say that goals would always come. Again, he's a Dutch manager. Dutch people play the game to score. But that defense, I didn't think that the defense have been put in proper place. And for all those people who went on our best defenders video and saying I'm talking rubbish about Virgil van Dijk, unfortunately, we also ask you to name your team. And most of the ones that are naming their team are not putting Virgil van Dijk. I'm not going to throw it all on Virgil van Dijk right now. He's done his bit. He's won trophies for the club. But I think that this is where all of those fame leadership, all of those same Virgil van Dijk marking should show. The goal that was scored by Caicedo, I thought that Virgil van Dijk was a bit of a culprit in that. Remember, Liverpool have also considered exactly that goal. Bournemouth, Semenyo, that was the same scenario. The guy wanted to shoot, nobody closed him down. You explained it away in your tactics board. Who was supposed to be Konate or who was the person? This time again, I was looking at that goal and I was comparing it to that one. I said, Emmanuel will come and blame Konate again and then ignore Virgil van Dijk. But you're the leader. You should jump in on that, put your body on it. Whatever happens, deflect the ball, get the ball out. And that's where, teams build their confidence. Chelsea like, we can score against them, then we can do something. You scored your goal.
So in that instance, is it about you, forget about the options now because there's also a Chelsea player running. So is it about you just taking the risks, go with the man,
what's the guarantee
ball? What do you do in that situation?
What's the guarantee that if you pass the ball, you will not block it? So I'm going to go with the option because that's what my job is to defend. If I keep running with the running man, I'm giving this guy a space to shoot, and it's happened twice now. And
same season, same
scenario. It happened twice. You keep running with the running man. Okay, keep doing that. You need to concede 10 goals before you change the tact. It happened the first time. It's a mistake. It's coincidence. It's just luck. It's a fluke. It's happened again. Some others are watching and say, okay, this is how they defend. When this type of situation arises, get somebody running and let somebody who can should be on the ball. That can happen again. I'm not saying that every situation repeats itself in football. Football is not like that. But these are patterns that are happening. I think that maybe a little bit of the strategy should change and Liverpool should focus on securing the defense first before Liverpool will score anybody. The squad that Liverpool have, I don't think it's a place to press the panic button. It's a place to call. I saw somebody say, and it's not, I've lost it. I said, just one season after winning the league. No, it's not lost it. This type of things happen. Some of the players also need to call themselves and say, yes, maybe the old guard are not comfortable with the new guard. I think the
players have not, lived up to.
They are not comfortable with the new guard, and they're saying, this new signing. If they are paying, it happens in football. They are paying you this money, then you go and do the job. Or if they sign you with this amount of money, go and do the job. That happens. But they have to realize that in football, we work for each other. It's a part of the whole that comes to make everything work together. Everybody should contribute their part maximally, and then the result will come. Should Liverpool fans or the management panic? I don't think it's anything to panic. We had the same question with Chelsea last week. So is it time to sack Maresca? Is it time to panic? No, there's nothing to panic about. I don't think that Maresca have done anything to warrant panicking. I don't think that Chelsea. Arsenal went 20 years. This same Liverpool have gone like 30 years before without really having a semblance of winning, even though in between they won the Champions League, give them credit for that, won the UEFA Cup. But I don't think that this is a time to panic. I just think that tempo with which they won the league last season of not getting past gear 2, for this season they should up it. Because why that happened last season was because Man City were in the shadows. Arsenal were shredded with injuries. Tottenham Hotspur, Man United were also suffering. This season is not looking like a repeat of all of that. So if those teams are going to step up, Liverpool themselves also need to step up. The question now is, have they stepped up above what the performance was last season? My answer, I'm not speaking for everybody. My answer is no, they haven't. They are still playing in gear 1, gear 2, negotiating bends and taking highway with gear 1, gear 2. You're going to be on 60 kilometers per hour, where people are running 250, 150, 180. They are going to leave you behind. If you keep this defeat like this in this early stage of this season, before you know, you go from top of the table to second, fourth, Now you're not outside of the top 4. You're not praying to God. God help us. Let us make top 4. Top 4 will be good. Okay, let's take our eyes away from the league and let's see which cup we can win to remedy the situation. And it is in that chasing multiple rabbits that you lose everything. We've seen it with Arsenal most times. Oh, we want to win the major trophies, and then all of a sudden you find yourself not in the race anymore. So okay, let's go and do the cup. But unfortunately, you've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. The confidence is no longer there again. I don't think that it's time to panic, but they should prioritize lifting the tempo, their game. They need to lift it up.
Now let's talk Mo Salah. Now you're a manager. How would you handle this? Now look at Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen, the star player. Balls through him, you play, you score. Isak at Newcastle, the star striker. Everyone wants to feed him, he scores. Ekitike at Frankfurt, same scenario. I mean, we saw the red card he collected in the Carabao Cup. He started that game off the bench. He came on, hit the ball angrily, got a yellow card. He scored in the Carabao Cup against a Southampton at Anfield, a dead rubber game, not even into the quarterfinal. It was the round of 32, and you score that goal and you are taking your shirt off when you know you're already on a yellow card and you are showing the crowd that I'm the man. You know, so you look at the whole kind of ego in the squad now. I mean, in that game against Chelsea, there were several occasions where Mo Salah could have squared for his teammates to score. You could see the frustration in the faces of Isak and Wes in one or two counter-attacking situations. So, as a manager, how do you handle that? Because, I mean, it's Mo Salah. He's the main man at Liverpool. Now we've got players who are equally main men in their previous teams as well, now all together. So how do you handle that situation? You know, if you are an slot the manager of Liverpool, it can be detrimental sometimes.
It used to take years. It used to take years for my predictions to come true most times in football, but these days they are coming thick and fast. Remember when I asked you here, this is during the transfer window, that this Isak that you people are going for, are you willing to build the team around him? Are you willing to make him the focal point?
They have to, because Mo Salah, I don't know how many years he has left with Liverpool, but at some point, I mean, he signed this guy for huge money.
I remember when I also
told
you that it would have been nice to let Mo Salah go. This idea of wanting to extend his contract would be detrimental to the club if the club decide to move on with new strikers. Because the way the team is designed, it's Mo Salah's team. It's Mo Salah's. It is hard for you to leave your team. It is hard. You're the captain of the ship. You will sink and swim with them. Mo Salah does not believe. You know, you are a player. Have to be convinced that I don't have it anymore. Mo Salah does not believe that those goals he scored last season to win the Golden Boot, he cannot score them again. Mo Salah does not believe that he is done for. Mo Salah does not believe that it is not time for me to take a backstage. So when you have those kind of players, you either say to yourself, as brutal as it was for Wenger to let and Wright go, the record club scorer at the time, so that Anelka can evolve. Nobody saw Thierry Henry coming anyway, but that has to be done, right? Because you have to understand that two kings cannot rule a palace, a city. So that has to be done, so that I love you, but it's time for me to move forward. Right? It's time for me to move forward. It's time to get in with the new bride and get in with the program. I can't put you on the bench because you would unsettle the dressing room. You have people that are loyal to you, people who have celebrated titles because you scored. At the same time, I have to let you go. That's why somehow, as much as Arteta have not won anything, one of the things I've loved about him is his brutalness to cut player off. Whether it's Mesut Ozil, his former teammate, Aubameyang, anybody, cut them off and move on to the next one. Because that dressing room, losing the dressing room is as good as giving up on the season, because you don't know how you can fix it anymore. You don't even want to get to the place where you're trying to fix your dressing room. Everybody should be get in with the program, be in one direction. Like you said, if you can see it, a lot of people are seeing it. The technical people, the statistics people, the backroom staff, even the coach himself is seeing it. But how do you go to Mo Salah and say, Mo Salah, you're not passing, you're selfish? This is what he's been doing
for seasons before now.
Mikel Obi and John Terry came out publicly that they sacked AVB. They were proud of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whenever I think about that, I was like, oh, okay, I've seen this happen, but I don't know anybody who come out and be proud of it. This type of situation might happen with Slot. Is he a bad coach? No. But the players that they signed for him, and just funny how me and Sawadino last night with one legendary Super Eagles player, we're talking about whether coaches sign players or not. And now this happens. Ekitike, that example you made about Southampton, I knew that bringing Isaac was not going to go well. Isaac is not a bad player, but was not going to go well for Liverpool. Liverpool is not the club that needed him. Man United would have done better with Isaac than Liverpool. But unfortunately, Man United did not have the attraction of European football. You see, that thing is showing the fans where he got the second yellow card. Was showing them that I'm your main guy. Forget this, your number 9. I'm the guy who's been scoring.
Because he was.
but that's it. I'm your main guy. Since I came here, I score a goal every game. If I'm not scoring, I'm assisting. I run more than him. I push more than him. I fight more than him. I'm your main guy. Trust in me. But unfortunately, you can't sign a player for 100 and something million and not be playing him regularly. Weeds and Isaac will play, whether they score or they don't score. And everything they do will be put on the magnifying glass, whether they do well or they don't do well. Unfortunately, this is the first time where a player who signed for 89 million or so is going to be seen as a second fiddle. Yeah, because previously, any player from 50 million and above gets into the starting lineup. But for Ekitike, you can't be signed with that kind of money, main man from where you're coming from, and now you're a backup. I asked the question before Isaac was signed. Can Liverpool really take this? Because if you sign me with 89 million, you are almost going to guarantee me on my contract that if I'm fit, I go play. You are going to guarantee me that. And if you don't, I have a long-term contract. I go frustrate the coach. That's the way. That's footballers for you. Footballers. And let me also just throw this as a reminder. We're talking about Super Eagles last night. We talked about a lot of things anyway. We'll talk about Super Eagles. And one question that was asked by former coach of the national team, and it made sense. Ask him, why did you put this player on the bench this time when you run the team? And he said, would that player come late to training at his club? And everybody kept quiet. I already know that's a question that was going to be asked of Sawadio anyway. And everybody paused. And then we start talking about some of the things that they do. That players, when a coach comes into a team, especially the Nigerian national team, and wants to build his team on discipline, on principle, the players who do not like discipline, who do not like to come to camp, when camp open on Monday, they will come on Wednesday or Thursday and they'll simply will do everything to make sure the coach loses a couple of games and he get fired, because that discipline, that order is something they don't like. But unfortunately, that disorder that they thrive on would destroy other players.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things. That's what Liverpool is experiencing now. And brace yourself. That's what I'll say. Like Hassan the Rock will say, brace yourself. Many more defeats are coming. Liverpool will still win more games. Liverpool will still, do some things. Worst case scenario, you sack your coach, but that's what's going to happen. I thought that 2 mistakes that they made this past window was renewing Mo Salah and then bringing in Isaac after they've already gotten Ekitike in the team. I thought that they could do well. This is not Nunes. This is not Dalot, Diego Jota, or Darwin. What's the other guy that went to Bayern?
Luis Diaz,
who could sit on the bench for 89 minutes and get brought in, score, and they are still okay, right? These guys are coming to say, Mo Salah, your time is yesterday. This is our time. Let us run. Ekitike is saying, look, I don't care who Isaac is, but I came here for 89 million and I'm supposed to be starting. If you're not starting me, we're going to have a problem. It's going to take the coach some time, but I mean, this is where he needs to wear his big boy pants and marshal his team well. His managerial talent is about to put to test.
Virgil van Dijk was speaking after the game. He said he already said that the season was going to be tough. They lost Diego Jota in the dressing room. How they can be able to manage. I don't know if he's saying that as an excuse, but how they can be able to manage that, looking at his locker, how empty he's going to be, going through games every now and then. But we'll wait to see how that one pans out. It can be difficult though, but is it an excuse? We don't know. So we'll wait to see how the rest of the season will
as a Liverpool fan, do you accept that as an excuse?
No, I don't think that's an excuse. But I just felt he was just saying that to buttress how difficult the season will be. But I don't want to look it from the angle that he's saying that as an excuse.
Because a lot of us did not accept that Pep's divorce was an excuse for Man City failing. Yeah. Even Arsenal's pyramid of injuries was not an excuse for Arsenal coming second. I'm not going to take death as an excuse. I'm not going to buy that. This squad is good enough to compete. Even if they lose the title, they should lose it competing. Yeah, as it is now, they're falling like a pack of cards. And for now, it will suffice to throw the Diego Jota card. But there's a place where they will throw it. Even the family will want them to stop throwing that card.
After the international break, it's United at Anfield. So maybe that's the best game to pick up yourself.
To be easy for you people. United does not win 2 games back to back. So
Liverpool is a team that love gifting. that might just be the first time United will just win a game back to back.
Well, to be good,
but I mean, that's the game. If they want to turn things around, that's no better opposition, no better game than the Manchester United to pick up points.
I would pray that Peter Schmeichel should be on duty for Sky Sports on that day, and since he's started loving Liverpool, wanting Liverpool to win, maybe Liverpool will win that game and he will be happy. But I would like to have him in the studio.
Yeah, so for now, Arsenal top of the table after that win over the weekend.
Important.
And
Still early
in the season. After 7 match days into the season, so still a lot of games to play. And let's see how the rest of the season will pan